recently, with a couple of online students that I've been working with, they have made a profound effect on their golf swing, and they are now starting to demonstrate that ability to keep the head down and release the arms down towards the target, and it's made a noticeable difference not only to their golf swing but also to their scoring, and I'm going to share it exactly with you guys today. Let's get stuck into it. So what was happening with these students is quite commonplace with a lot of golfers. They tend to kind of get a little bit uncertain about the sequence of the downswing position, and what tends to happen with a lot of amateurs is that start to kind of get the head wandering too much this way. This kind of causes a little bit of a too much rotation of the upper body out of sequence, and before you know it, you've got a bit of a chicken wing holding the golf club off. And with these golfers I've been working with, we've been really trying to understand the sequence of the downswing position, but actually by changing the setup position has had this profound effect on their consistency, and that's what we're going to talk about. So there's always options in the golf swing, okay? We've got different types of setups with different types of golfers, but for most amateur golfers, what we are trying to do is we are trying to make sure when you hit the ball, you've got your head looking at the back of the ball and you release the club through. And if I was swinging towards you guys, it would be great to get that head staying down more like so and get rid of these sort of standing up tendencies, which just cause huge amounts of inconsistency. Now, what you can do is quite literally, I'm just going to put the club across my shoulders here just to sort of demonstrate. So if I get myself set up so my shoulders are pretty horizontal towards the ground like so, what I'd suggest for some golfers who are struggling is just in that set position, just feel like you shift that pelvis a little to the left and just allow your head to focus a little bit more on the back of the golf ball. So it's almost just promoting a little bit more of a tilting motion in the setup position. Now this is fine because you might find that your weight shifts a little to the left. Again, tend to see most professional golfers start with a little bit more weight on the left so you can push it to the right. And this is absolutely fine. And what we're really trying to do is get a feeling of that right shoulder or your trail shoulder dropping down. Now, what this will do is this will lower the right shoulder down, which means that your trail arm will start more flexed, so a little bit more bent. Now, if you're the type of golfer who notices that when you get set up, both your arms are quite straight and you struggle with excessive club face rotation, then it might be worth you experimenting with, like I've just said, shift the pelvis a little bit more left, keep your head on the back of the ball, because what you'll find, see the way that my trail arm is more bent, and in particular my elbow is considerably closer towards my trail hip, and that's basically what we're trying to do coming in towards that delivery position. Now, what you'll also find when you do this is because you're moving more this way and your trail arm's going to be more bent, you'll probably change again that sort of feeling of where that trail hand is located. And this is a big thing right now. Most amateur golfers that I meet, again, online, or people that come through that door, are often working on the downswing, but they're often making a mistake in the backswing position that causes these inconsistencies. And what happens for a lot of golfers is this excessive arm bending. Now, the way you can counteract that problem is making sure that your trail palm stays in contact with your lead thumb. So in that backswing, as long as your trail palm stays in contact with that lead thumb, it helps you apply width in the golf swing. Now, if you set up with that trail hand sitting a bit too much on top, as opposed to more like so, then what you'll find is that if you're sitting too much on top, it'll probably encourage you to excessively bend. If you get it sitting more to the side of the club, so again, that palm's more on top of that thumb, and that trail hand is sitting a little bit like lower on the club, you might just find it's much easier to keep that right palm connected in that backswing position, and it will just change that orientation in the backswing. So again, if you're somebody who's a little sort of chicken wingy, you place that hand more this way, you'll probably find that elbow will stay a lot more connected and just make that swing much more consistent. So that's one benefit. I think the second benefit of taking this set of position is just one, it will give you a sense of where you want to be at impact, and it might just help you, by your head looking a bit more on the back of the ball, see the direction where you're aiming as well. So I think that's another huge benefit equally. But for me, I think starting this way, getting that trail arm bent, is just going to give you more confidence to return into that type of position at impact and refrain from being too much sort of rolling, releasing. Like I say, with some of the students that I've worked with recently, this has made a very profound effect on their golf swing. It's a great feeling to have. You get yourself set up, you get that little bit of tilt going in, you can feel that trail hands lower, makes you get that sense that it's going to stay more connected in that post-impact position. You can just swing it back and then almost just sort of feel like you're staying down over the golf ball and just watching the ball head down towards the target that you're aiming at. So Hopefully this video will have a big effect for your game and your swing. And like I say, if you're somebody who's a little bit rolling, a little flippy, maybe just getting set up with a little bit more of a shift this way, drops this shoulder down, gets your head a little bit more on the back of the golf ball, and you might just find that it helps you get into a much better impact position as well. Let me know how you get on. I'll see you guys again really soon.